Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. President Ali gets hot under the collar when confronted by journalists armed with facts about role of U.S. lobbying firm. 3 emerging parties unite on the Forward Guyana movement ahead of September polls. $133.8 million Ogle-Eccles highway commissioned paves way for housing and investment boom. And Human Services Ministry goes digital with $1.2 million BRSMS system to boost efficiency, cut delays. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Tuesday 1st July 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you need to know this evening. Guyanese on Tuesday saw a distasteful public display by President Irfaan Ali when he was confronted by journalists armed with facts about the role of a United States lobbying firm that was hired to attack his longtime friend, now political opponent. Travis Chase has that story.
President Irfaan Ali on Tuesday quickly grew hot under the collar when he was confronted by journalists on why his government is using state resources to attack his political opponents. In this case, his longtime friend, now political foe, Azruddin Mohammed.
I don't understand. You're saying a lobbying firm he hired. The government has hired no lobbying firm to target anyone. So the premise of your question is wrong.
Okay.
You need to go and come again.
Okay, sir.
You need to go and come again and come with facts.
So
don't come with your make-up stories.
No, sir. It's all
let me speak. Don't come with your make-up stories or your own political narrative that your news agency is geared towards.
The U.S. lobbying firm is being paid by the People's Progressive Party civic government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, $50,000 US per month. Continental Strategy LLC, the U.S. lobbying firm, confirmed with the United States Department of Justice that it was hired by the government of Guyana as a foreign agent on a 6-month contract.
I'm not attacking you. I'm asking you.
I'm asking a basic question. And what is the correlation between
what is the correlation?
And the Venezuelan president?
I don't know.
I've seen the tweets. I've seen the documents.
But that is what the lobbying firm says in its filings at FARA.
Listen, I saw the tweet too. And the tweet is very clear on what the congressman believes is the correlation. I can read it.
But the lobby.
The We Invest in Nationhood leader Azruddin Mohammed on Monday denied claims by United States Republican Congressman Carlos Gimenez that he is a puppet candidate of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro for the September 1, 2025 general and regional elections. He accused President Ali of using state funds to smear political opponents through the foreign lobbying campaign to falsely portray him as an agent of the Maduro regime.
The government of the People's Progressive Party does not need state resources to run our campaign. We are not using any state resources to run our campaign. Our campaign is run by the People's Progressive Party with our resources supported by the humble people of Guyana. And we are strong, we are ready, and we will defeat every force that is ahead of us.
I appreciate your response.
The Win presidential candidate said he is also currently in consultation with his legal team about pursuing civil and criminal action against the government of Guyana for issuing and financing false claims through a registered foreign agent. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. Meanwhile, moments after his public outburst, President Ali took to his social media page, attempting yet again to downplay his government's hiring of United States lobbying firm Continental Strategy LLC through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to personally attack leader of the newly formed political party Win, Azruddin Mohammed. Mohammed was once close friends with the president and the People's Progressive Party civic government up until recently. The president, however, spent majority of his Facebook Live addressing sanctions on the Mohammeds instead of the real reason why the U.S. lobbying firm was hired and paid $50,000 monthly. The president told Guyanese that his political opponent posed more of a quote-unquote national security threat following sanctions by the United States government, and that his government has nothing to do with the Mohammeds' current situation. The president said, too, that it is his government's responsibility to secure its country, its people, financial institutions, and diplomacy. Meanwhile, Azardin's growing popularity among grassroots supporters, including in the People's Progressive Party civic stronghold, the business community, appears to have placed the ruling party in a defensive mode. With national elections approaching, 3 emerging political parties have formed a new alliance to offer Guyanese an alternative to traditional politics. The newly launched Forward Guyana movement aims to reshape the political landscape ahead of the September 1 general and regional elections.
With Guyanese heading to the polls on September 1 for general and regional elections, 3 new political parties on Tuesday signed an agreement joining forces to contest the elections together. The parties, Forward Guyana, the People's Movement, and the Vigilant Political Action Committee, will now operate under one banner, Forward Guyana Movement. Amanda Walton Desir of Forward Guyana, in her address, stated that for too long Guyanese politics has been dominated by 2 major parties, both claiming to represent the people, while the people's voices remain largely unheard.
This is not just a political alliance. It is a movement of people who have decided that Guyana's future cannot be left in the hands of the past.
She added that the alliance was formed not out of competition, but to work together as co-builders for a new Guyana.
A national alliance born out of courage, conviction, and a shared belief that Guyana deserves better. We did not form this alliance because it was easy. We did it because it was necessary.
Meanwhile, Nigel London of the People's Movement stated that the weight of injustice and the cries of forgotten citizens compelled him to stand up for those whose voices are too often drowned out by power and privilege.
The People's Movement is certain about the potential that lies in store when parties collaborate with the nation's best interests as our focus.
Darwin Best of the Vigilant Political Action Committee said he aligned himself with the 2 other parties because he believes in a shared vision, one that will bring real change to Guyana.
The wealth in Guyana belongs to everyone, whether you're from Region 1, Region 2 to Region 10. And the government today are in the business of promoting what looks good.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP 93 News.
A major new thoroughfare aimed at transforming Guyana's infrastructure and accelerating development was officially commissioned on Monday. The $133.8 million 4-lane highway linking Ogle to Eccles is expected to boost connectivity, housing, and economic activity. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The new $133.8 million 4-lane highway connecting Ogle, East Coast Demerara, to Eccles, East Bank Demerara, was officially commissioned on Monday afternoon. President Irfan Ali, during his remarks at the commissioning ceremony, described the highway as a corridor of opportunity that will serve as a gateway to progress for future generations.
This road is about improving the quality of life of every Guyanese. Roads are not just about movement. They are catalysts for broad-based national development. Where roads goes, opportunities follows. And where opportunity flourishes, so too does human dignity, industry, and prosperity. This bypass road is opening up far more than an alternative route.
The president emphasized that the road will open up new lands and communities, which will stimulate investment and foster inclusive development.
This bypass road is opening up far more than we could ever imagine. By improving our road network, we're improving access to markets for our farmers, fishermen, and small businesses.
He also pointed out that a highway and other ongoing road projects connecting the East Coast and East Bank have already resulted in the development of tens of thousands of new house lots, paving the way for a third phase of housing expansion in those areas.
Many times we have explained that this project is not only about a road. Development is facilitated by the investment in these critical infrastructure. But sometimes we have to understand what comes with these critical investment.
Meanwhile, Minister of Public Works Juan Edgell revealed that a new highway will eventually extend to the new Demerara River Bridge at Providence, following the same forwarding format as the current road. He said a company has already been engaged to carry out this second phase of the project.
Because of the growth that is taking place in Guyana, President Ali and his cabinet decided that we will not have a two-lane connector at Higgs-Bush, but we will continue with 4 lanes.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Night 3 News.
Thanks, Tiana. Join us after the break. We have more news for you. Welcome back. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Travis Chase updates us now on that Stanleytown man who had gone missing after being allegedly shot by police.
Hours after a policeman shot at a man he intended to arrest at Stanleytown, West Bank, Demerara, the Corporate Communications Unit of the Guyana Police Force later claimed that 38-year-old Quincy Bernard is wanted in connection with an allegation of rape. The man was found on Tuesday and was taken to the Diamond Police Station, where he was told that a report of assault was lodged against him since 2022. His sister, Gail Ann Smith, told reporters on Monday that the police on the west coast of Demerara confirmed that there were no official reports against Bernard in the police station's diary.
We go to the station. When we go to the station, we saw 2 police officers. We asked them, is there any complaint there for Quincy that he would have did something? They said, Quincy what? I said, Quincy Bernard. The officer backs the book. He said, there's nothing there for Quincy Bernard.
Bernard's relatives launched a search party for him on Monday after it was reported that he was shot and injured by police. The police instead issued a wanted bulletin for Bernard.
I said, if there's nothing there for Quincy Bernard, how come the officers that came to Church Street, Stanleytown, and shot at my brother? They said they don't know. Shortly after, the van came with the same police that I was told that shot my brother.
Bernard was eventually taken to the Diamond Regional Hospital for medical attention and is expected to be placed into police custody once released from hospital. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. Immediate past President Pauline Chase has announced that Queen's College will celebrate 50 years of its women at the esteemed institution with 3 events to support this cause. Antonio Day is on that story.
Events like the Her Story and Exhibition and Royalty Party will take place on October 17 to 19, 2025 to celebrate 50 years of girls at Queen's College. Pauline Chase, the immediate past president of QCOSA, made this announcement at a media launch held on Tuesday at the Guyana Marriott Hotel.
And that exhibition, the opening will take place on the 17th, and it will be at the school, and it would run for at least a week. Her Story, Queen's College, 1975 to 2025, and that will be on the Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m.
Chase mentioned that in order to accommodate former female students who reside abroad, the Her Story will be conducted virtually via Zoom. Ms. Chase also provided details on the royalty party.
It will be held at Austin House. Austin House in Kingston is very significant to Queen's College because our founder lived there, and it's named after him, Lord Bishop William Percy Austin.
A compiled magazine of all the school's esteemed females will be launched.
We're also planning to publish a special edition magazine, as we did for the 180th. I know Ms. Henry is working with students to also produce articles. It would also, of course, capture certain historical aspects of girls at the school. So many firsts. So our first female head prefect, Alyssa Trotz, our first female Guyana scholars, as we mentioned, our first champion girl.
The school's logo in celebration of the upcoming event was unveiled by Vice President Christopher Belfield. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Ministry of Human Services and the Social Security, in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank, has launched a new digital platform aimed at transforming the delivery of social services. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security on Tuesday officially launched the Beneficiary Registry and Document Management System, BRSMS, a state-of-the-art platform designed to fully digitize the delivery of 50 core social services. Subject Minister Vinny Prasad stated that the system will benefit approximately 100,000 persons, including the elderly, survivors of gender-based violence, pensioners, and persons living with disabilities.
Today, we are recognizing the importance of data and why data is so essential to a country, to the world, in crafting policies that are strategic, transformational, and policies and programs that ensure that there is inclusivity of every beneficiary that requires our service.
She explained that over 300 computers and 50 printers have been deployed to regional offices to ensure national coverage. The new system is expected to strengthen transparency, improve accountability, and support evidence-based policymaking.
But this is a digital roadway, a digital roadmap. And so I think we are doing things, and I love that you said it, in the right way. Carefully thought out, meticulously designed, and crafted in such a way that we do all the things to develop efficiency, efficacy, and progress.
The platform will also use data to extend services to new communities while integrating existing ones where ministry services are already available. This initiative marks a major step in the ministry's goal to fully digitize its operations and improve service delivery. Developed by Synergy International Systems, Inc., at a cost of $1.2 million, the system is expected to reduce application processing times from weeks or months to just minutes, while also enhancing efficiency and accessibility. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. You are the HGP Nightly News. As we continue, as Queen's College commemorates its 50th anniversary of women attending the esteemed academic institution, Nightly News caught up with alumni Kathleen Thompson Enrico. Here is more.
Recalling her experiences at Queen's College as one infused with excitement and teachable moments was Kathleen Thompson Enrico during an exclusive interview with Nightly News. The academic with a background in the arts stated that after her first year at the Bishop's High School, she became part of the QC family.
I think some of the girls were excited, but some of us, and I was one of them, met it with a kind of apprehension because we didn't know what to expect.
The former QC student recounted that the school's atmosphere was friendly and encouraged competition and the pursuit of academic success.
The boys were very welcoming for more reasons than one. And if you did not want to get attached, you had to put down your foot.
Thompson Enrico related that any student attending QC in her days had to be multifaceted.
This college was very serious work, very serious about sports and extracurricular activities, but also a lot of fun.
The cheerful woman made these comments when questioned about her school's plan to commemorate the 50 years of girls who attended the prestigious institute.
I didn't even realize it was 50 because it looks like yesterday. It's just the little things that come with aging that make me remember that it was just the other day that I was skipping up and down 3 flights of steps.
She was also a teacher at her alma mater Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. Regional news is up next.
Good evening, I am Antonio Day with Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. Starting off with some sad news in St. Lucia. A family in Dinery is mourning following the murder of 36-year-old Jimmy Charles, one of the two reported killings over the weekend. Police have since confirmed that on Friday, June 27 at approximately 9:17 p.m., officers from the Richfund Police Station responded to calls of a shooting in Tomaso, Dinery. Upon arrival, they discovered Charles's lifeless body in a shed along the road with multiple gunshot wounds. Prior to the official update, harrowing footage had already been circulating online, showing Charles lying motionless in a pool of blood. Charles's mother-in-law, Jeanette John, said she learned of his death through her sister, but remains unsure about the circumstances that led to the killing. And I quote, "They are taking it hard, especially the children's mother," John said, referring to her daughter, with whom Charles had 2 children. "She's really, really down from the time that happened," unquote. With some news in the Cayman Islands, a Cayman Islands law legalizing same-sex civil partnerships was upheld by a London court yesterday after a long-running legal battle in a ruling hailed by campaigners. London's Privy Council, the final court of appeal for the British Overseas Territory, rejected an appeal that had argued the Caribbean Islands governor had no right to enact the bill after lawmakers had rejected similar legislation. The change in the law came in 2020 following a landmark court case brought by a lesbian couple, Caymanian lawyer Chantel Day and her partner Vicky Budden-Bush, a nurse, after they were refused permission to marry. While the Cayman Islands courts ultimately ruled that the right to marry extended only to opposite-sex couples, they said that the same-sex couples were entitled to legal protection, which is functionally equivalent to marriage. A bill was brought to the parliament that put that protection into law, but the lawmakers rejected it in July 2020 by 9 votes to 8. Then Governor Martin Roper then enacted the civil partnership law that September, allowing same-sex civil partnerships, saying that the action had to be taken to uphold human rights. Katina Anglin, a lawyer based in the Cayman Islands, argued that Roper did not have the power to introduce the law under the Cayman Islands Constitution. But her case was rejected by the Islands Court and her final appeal was dismissed by the Privy Council. Campaign group Scholars Caribbean, which backs the right for the same-sex union, said the ruling brings much-needed clarity that our bill rights is enforceable, regardless of the will of a majority in the parliament. Anglin's lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for comment outside normal working hours. And finally, with some international news, billionaire Elon Musk on Monday renewed his criticism of US President Donald Trump's sweeping tax cut and spending bill, vowing to unseat lawmakers who backed it after campaigning on limited government spending. After weeks of relative silence following a feud with Trump over the legislation, Musk rejoined the debate on Saturday as the Senate took up the package, calling it utterly insane and destructive in a post on social media platform X. On Monday, he ramped up his criticism, saying lawmakers who had campaigned on cutting spending but backed the bill should hang their heads in shame, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth, Musk said. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO called again for a new political party, saying the bill's massive spending indicated that we live in a one-party country. And I quote, "Time for a new political party that actually cares about the people," he wrote. End of quote. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.
President Ali gets hot under the collar when confronted by journalists armed with facts about role of U.S. lobbying firm. 3 emerging parties unite under Forward Guyana movement ahead of September polls. $133.8 million Ogle-Eccles Highway commissioned, paves way for housing and investment boom. And Human Services Ministry goes digital with $1.2 million BRSMS system to boost efficiency, cut delays. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.